Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're basically doing a comparison contrast between retirement visa options or retirement options in Thailand versus the Philippines. I don't talk about the Philippines too awful much. Quite frankly, there's a million people out there in the ether of the internet that probably have far more insight into Philippine immigration than I do. I'm sure there's a bunch of LARPers and fakes as well. But that being said, look, our center of gravity, if you will, our operation is here in Bangkok. We are very much a Thailand-centric firm. That said, every once in a while we do discuss other immigration apparati, if you will, throughout the region. I talk about Cambodia and Malaysia quite a little bit, but Philippines from time to time, because a lot of the expats that come to Thailand oftentimes will split time between here in Thailand and other places. I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from the Pattaya Mail, pattayamail.com. Article is titled, "Should Thai Retirees Escape to the Philippines to Avoid Income Tax?" Quoting directly, compared with Thai immigration practices with the O type, that's what they're talking about there primarily is the O retirement visa, which we discussed in another video made contemporaneously with this one. Quoting further, the Filipino version is much more of a hassle to process, not to mention the interview with the Philippine Retirement Authority, or PRA. Interesting observation there by the Pattaya Mail. As usual, I urge those who are watching this video, go check out that article for more insight. But yeah, it's worth pointing out that, look, it's not all wine and roses in Philippines. They have their own issues for expats associated with maintaining long-term retirement status in that jurisdiction. Now, again, a deeper point to get to here, though, is especially if you've never been to both places, you need to understand that comparing Thailand and the Philippines is like comparing apples and bowling balls. They're not exactly the same thing for a variety of different reasons. I'm not going to fully go into it here, and I'm not getting into the whole, well, Thailand's better than the Philippines, blah, blah, blah. Depending on your circumstances, Philippines may be much more of a better fit for you compared to Thailand. I'm not going to get into that. But the only point I want to make is there's a lot of exaggeration that goes on in the ether of the internet as regards what's a better place to be. And sometimes there's kind of an exercise in teamsmanship where people, oh, I'm Team Philippines or I'm Team Thailand. It's not very useful for analysis. Okay, at the end of the day, the big thing anybody looking to retire in either of these jurisdictions should do is go to them first and see if you like them or not, and then make a decision as to whether or not you actually want to retire there, and then at that point start looking at your visa and immigration options for retirement in either location. Again, though, on the internet, to just try to figure out where you want to go retire based purely on what you see online, I think that's a very bad idea. You need to experience both. And the other thing to realize is, look, every place is different, but they have their own problems, their own pros and cons. So some things that might be rather straightforward or easy to deal with here in Thailand might be very difficult in the Philippines, and vice versa. So at the end of the day, the thing really retirees should be looking at is, one, knowing where they're going to go and sort of ascertaining the lay of the land as to what that place is like, and then looking at visa options, and then understanding that, look, some things in one jurisdiction may be better, some things in the other jurisdiction may be better. You need to compare and contrast and decide what is your priority before making a final decision as to where to retire here in Southeast Asia.